This story is fictional. It's based on real events, but everything beyond the known facts is speculation. Our goal is to explore an alternate timeline, not to rewrite history, but to imagine what might have been. August 2025, Maryland. A single human case of the flesh-eating screwworm has shocked public health officials and reignited fears of an outbreak thought long buried in history. This parasite, once declared eradicated from U.S. soil after a massive campaign in the 1960s, has resurfaced in a way few expected. Unlike ordinary flies, the screwworm's larvae consume living flesh, turning the smallest wound into a potential death sentence. If containment efforts fail, America could face a biological nightmare not seen in generations, one capable of devastating farms, wildlife, and most importantly, human lives. The New World screwworm isn't just another fly. Unlike common pests that scavenge on decay, its larvae target the living. They burrow deeply into open wounds, devouring tissue as they grow, multiplying relentlessly until their host is left disfigured or dead. For decades, the United States was spared this horror thanks to a massive eradication program in the 1960s that released millions of sterile flies to wipe out the species. But in 2025, the nightmare returned. A Maryland patient contracted the parasite while traveling abroad and unknowingly brought it back. The infection was contained this time. But what if it hadn't been? What if the parasite escaped, spreading from farms to wildlife and eventually to people? The potential for catastrophic consequences is real, and we must be prepared. Picture the screwworm breaking free from containment. A single infected wound on livestock in Maryland could set off a rapid and widespread chain reaction. With female flies laying hundreds of eggs in open sores, each larva consuming living tissue, the spread could be alarmingly swift. Within months, the entire cattle population in Maryland could be decimated. The parasite would then extend its reach, moving south into Virginia and north into Pennsylvania, following the heat and the herds. By the end of the first year, America's cattle industry could be crippled. The potential loss of billions in beef and dairy is staggering. Farmers, who have dedicated their entire lives to this industry, are witnessing generations of their work being eroded. Quarantines enforced. The sterile fly program, once a triumph of science, would be restarted in desperation. But the enemy would already be here, embedded in the very flesh of the nation. And then, the infection spread to people. Hunters dressing game, farmers working long hours in the fields, even children playing in the woods, all at risk. A scratch, a thorn prick, the most minor cut could become a doorway to unimaginable agony. Flesh would be consumed from within as larvae tunneled deeper, devouring tissue in silence. Hospitals, overwhelmed and desperate, would be forced to burn or extract writhing parasites from the wounds of living patients. Families would watch loved ones suffer, unable to stop the horror. Communities once peaceful would begin living in constant fear, terrorized not by an army or a weapon, but by a fly no larger than a fingernail. In our timeline, the Maryland case concluded with a full recovery, and thankfully there was no further spread of the parasite. But the threat is not gone. It lingers just beyond our borders, advancing steadily northward from Central America, moving closer each year. History has shown us how quickly such infestations can spiral out of control, devastating livestock, wildlife, and even human life. The lesson is clear: vigilance is not optional. It is our collective responsibility to remain vigilant. A single lapse in containment could unleash a biological catastrophe across America, one unlike anything we have faced in modern history. This was State of What If. Our stories remind us that history is never truly buried. The victories of yesterday can quickly become tomorrow's vulnerabilities, and threats we thought defeated may only be waiting for their chance to return. If the past teaches us anything, it's that history isn't always behind us. It lingers in the shadows, watching, ready to step forward again. The question is not simply what we have overcome, but whether we are prepared when it comes back. This underscores the importance of learning from history, which can enlighten us and empower us to face future challenges. In this world, history went one way, but here, we ask what could have happened. If you want more alternate timelines and government what-ifs, subscribe, comment your theory, and stay tuned. This is State of What If.